Amidst celebration of International Children's Day this week, many Nigerian children continue to face silent battles. Despite joy and color, the absence of parental presence due to economic hardship, work demands, separation, or loss continues to take toll on their emotional well-being. From our studio, there's a report shedding light on these hidden struggles, calling for greater attention to emotional needs of Nigerian children.
Every May 27th, children across the world gather to celebrate innocence, joy, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow. But behind the face paint and the parades, a quieter, heavier story is unfolding. A story of emotional solitude.
No matter what, you need to give your children time, because without you, they always feel like there is nobody around them. And with your work, at least you can create time for your children, no matter what. How, even though not 2 hours, 3 hours, take it to spend with your children, because sometimes they are facing difficulties in their school. You are the one that you fit listen to them, hear them out. What is that is disturbing you? They can be able to explain for you, because sometimes the teachers, they are not helping them by asking them all these questions. They are always busy. But you, the parents, children need your time, at least, even though now 1 or 2 hours, you need, especially mother, they need to take care of their children.
I wish that they celebrate their own Children's Day.
Experts say that the absence of parents, especially mothers, can lead to emotional trauma, poor academic performance, vulnerability to abuse, and in many cases, early delinquency.
With a high level of identity polarization, when a child grew up without a proper upbringing, most especially by parent, the child tends to be timid. And also his or her perspective towards life are more of self-defense than reality. Oftentimes you see children who supposed to distinguish between the good and the bad. In doing that, they are looking for favor so that they will not be beaten or chastised. So oftentimes in our interaction with youth, we see a lot of people who is psychological. It's like the way they attend to the things of life. Instead of them to do it from a confidence point of view, they are doing it from fear. When someone is doing something out of fear, the result is always minimal. But when someone is doing something out of confidence, the result is always in the maximum, output. So oftentimes, when parents are not there, and also in this 21st century, it shouldn't be parents, guidance on that matter. If you found a child close to you, you are not safe until your neighbor is safe. So you may end up failing in training your children if the other children are not being taken care of. Because definitely they will not stay with you 24/7, 365. They will have to find themselves in school with other children. So every guardian is called to train, whatever word that is under their care or their children with values that are ethical.
At Honor Ground Orphanage Home, Pastor Blessing Solomon has spent over 17 years caring for abandoned and orphaned children. But the challenges of adoption and sustaining donations continue to grow.
By the grace of God, since 70 years, I've not lost any of them. And sometimes in the orphanage, you see that there will be no food, even garri to sip. Sometimes I bring out water and start to pray. I say, children, gather. Let's turn this water into food. We start to pray. And as we are praying, from nowhere, God Almighty will send a helping hand that will come and bring food for the children. Are you talking of the education? Because it's not only feeding them. If you feed them without educating them, some things that are bad that are happening in the world today is because of lack of education. When a child go to school, go to university, do service, and meet with other tribes, you see that the life of that person will not be the same. So I really care about their education. Sometimes they will pursue them from school because of school fees, and maybe then there will be no cash at hand to pay for their school fees. We keep on praying. Before you know it, God from nowhere will send their school fees, because I really want these children to be great people in this world.
Rising economic pressures coupled with a surge in single-parent households have left many children in the care of relatives, caregivers, or even older siblings. Though born of love and necessity, these sacrifices are not without consequences.
All of these things we are complaining about is rooted to, number one, maybe poverty. For instance, people will argue and say, oh, the reason why you're seeing children in child labor walking on the road etc. is because the parents cannot afford decent, source of livelihood to take care of these children, to send them to school. They cannot eat. Even if the parents can do something, for instance, it may not be enough. So it takes you back. What is the minimum wage in Nigeria, Rima? How many Nigerians that are employed can eat decently and live in decent homes? Today in Lagos, people's houses are being burnt because a road is about to be commissioned. And in that population of people who are homeless, there are children there. In fact, and they are the most vulnerable population. So the reasons are, number one, a lack of political will. Until we have a government, that is willing to jump on it and actually do all it takes to protect children's rights, we will still have cases of children being molested, children being violated.
As we celebrate our children today with cake, music, and confetti, let us also pause to reflect, because beyond the festivities, a child's greatest need isn't a balloon or a toy. It is presence, and the true measure of love is time.